Good morning. We interrupt this originally scheduled programming to bring you the announcement of a GE Aviation facility coming to Lafayette. The deal will be announced during a press conference scheduled to take place any minute. Governor Mike Pence is expected to be at the press conference along with David Joyce, President and CEO of GE Aviation. Our partners at Inside Indiana Business first broke the story yesterday. The plant is expected to build the next generation of GE's commercial jet engines called the LEAP engine. Right now we're going to go to a press conference that's being held at the Purdue University Airport to make this formal announcement.
At Indiana and raised in Fowler, Indiana. Yeah. So my parents and surroundings, that whole community instilled a great work ethic in me and taught me a lot about the meaning of initiative. And lastly, I'm privileged to represent GE Aviation, where I had the fortunate opportunity a few years ago to lead our operations in Terre Haute, Indiana, which is 90 miles from here. We have 450 employees there today that are directly building a core technology to this engine that's right behind me today. So we're very proud to have that opportunity, and they really showed me that not only in Benton County, Vigo County, and Tippecanoe County, we've got a lot of great dedicated employees and hard work ethic all over this state. So with that, I'm going to get this event kicked off so that you all can share in my pride and excitement for this community, the state of Indiana, and Purdue University. It's my pleasure to introduce David Joyce. He's our President and Chief Executive Officer of GE Aviation, a leading aerospace company with more than 44,000 employees at 80 sites around the world. During his 30 years of a career at GE, David has held a broad range of technical and leadership roles, influencing the design and launch of GE's most innovative and popular aircraft engines. Outside of GE, David serves as Vice Chairman of the Aerospace Industries Association in Washington, D.C., is a board chairman of the Smithsonian National Air and Space Museum, and a director of the Congressional Medal of Honor Foundation Board. Please join me in welcoming David Joyce.
Thank you all very much. Christy, thank you. Christy, you're just a wonderful representative of GE Aviation and also a wonderful representative of Purdue. We love having you. I'd like to say thank you first to Governor Pence, to Mayor Roswarski, to President Daniels, who had dinner with me about 18 months ago, and we started talking about this facility and our plans for expansion, and also to Commissioner Knockel. Thank you very much for being here with us as well. You know, we have over 1,200 Purdue graduates working for GE, and in GE Aviation on our team we have over 400 Purdue graduates, and we're looking forward to expanding that number as part of this announcement. So, you know, I'm going to cut right to the chase. We're here to make a very exciting announcement this morning here in Lafayette, Indiana, where we've chosen this location for our newest GE Aviation facility to handle the final assembly and buildup of this engine right behind me, called LEAP, which stands for Leading Edge Aviation Propulsion. Now, the engine is currently in development in Cincinnati and also with our partners in France. It incorporates, as Christy mentioned, the most advanced technology that we know how to put in a jet engine and put into service with our great airline customers in 2016. Like I said, it's just an incredible product. We've already sold 6,000 of these engines, and we don't deliver the first one to the first airline customer until 2016. So we're kind of in a hurry with that backlog of sales. We've got to move fast, so we hope to break ground this year in Lafayette. We hope to hire in 2015, and we hope to be shipping the first production engines like this to Cincinnati for final test, and then off to Boeing or to Airbus or to Comac to be put underneath the wing of the 737 MAX, the A320neo, and the Comac C919 airplanes. This $100 million facility here in Lafayette, like I said, will handle final assembly of the LEAP. You'll get parts from all over the world, modules from all over the world. We'll put them together, and they'll look like this when they leave. This engine is serial number 2, the second engine we've ever built. It is literally on an 18-wheeler. I'm standing on an 18-wheel truck right now that you can't see. When we're done this ceremony, before I leave this airport, this engine will be on its way back to its test facility so it can continue on its mission to help us test and certify this engine and get into service by 2016. Look, for our aviation business, this is very exciting because this facility, you all should be very proud. We run a very rigorous process when we pick places to put GE Aviation facilities. We evaluate the community. We evaluate what you think of GE and the value of one of our jobs, and we evaluate our ability to grow long term. These decisions are 20 to 40-year decisions, and we don't take them lightly. And Lafayette, Indiana came out number 1 in a very, very, very aggressive race around the country as to where we wanted to put this assembly center. And I thank you for that. And you represent the 7th new facility we've added to GE Aviation in the last 7 years in the United States. We've added over 1 million square feet of additional manufacturing capacity and hired over 2,500, or will hire over 2,500 new people. Well, this facility will be north of 200 people. And as I've told Tony, if this facility works the way any of our others will, we'll be breaking down one of the walls shortly and adding on because it's what we do. We, GE Aviation, are the largest jet engine propulsion manufacturer in the world. We have over 34,000 commercial jet engines flying with our customers today. About every 2 seconds, an airplane takes off somewhere around the world powered by one of our engines, and we're very proud of that. But you'll also find us to be very, very good corporate citizens here in Lafayette. You'll see that GE Aviation volunteers are engaged and very active in your community and in your schools. And you'll see that we understand that we have a responsibility to contribute to the strong community values that you already have, as well as create a strong business model here in Lafayette. So on behalf of the 25,000 GE Aviation employees that are here in the United States and the 44,000 GE Aviation employees worldwide, we welcome Lafayette to the family. You know, we at GE Aviation live to a very, very clear purpose, and that is that we invent the future of flight, we lift people up, and we bring them home safely. Lafayette is now part of that purpose, and we'll work together with you to produce the best jet engines in the world, and we'll be very proud of the work we do in your community as well. Thank you very much.
Thank you, David. So now it's my pleasure to introduce the next leader with us today from GE Aviation, and that's Tony Aiello. Tony is our Vice President and General Manager of our Assembly, Test, and Maintenance, Repair, and Overhaul facilities, which is about 21 facilities around the globe.
We're going to rejoin the press conference in just a moment. Who you heard speak was David Joyce, the President and CEO of GE Aviation, who will be making this investment in Lafayette. He mentioned a few things at this with these recent remarks. He mentioned the type of engine that's going to be built. Something we already reported is the LEAP engine. And he mentioned, as we estimated earlier, that about 200 jobs are going to come as part of this investment, which will be up to about $100 million. Now, this location will be the final location where the jet engine will be assembled after getting parts from all over the world. We also heard Joyce talk about how they considered multiple locations for this facility, and GE has typically said they choose between 4 and 6 states when deciding on a major investment. Now, they said Indiana as part of a vigorous vetting process, and previously the president and CEO of GE, Jeffrey Immelt, the parent company of GE Aviation, has said that they first meet with the state representatives for Indiana Economic Development and other statewide economic development agencies, and then they ask questions about different things that will lead them to make a certain investment. We're going to head back to the press conference taking place right now at Purdue University Airport.
I am really thrilled to be here today with you to celebrate this important milestone. You know, as David said, we started this process last summer, And as we do with many things in GE Aviation, it is a rigorous process that we went through. And after months of consideration and a lot of work on the part of many, many people, it became clear that our best partner was going to be with Indiana. I want to thank the teams at the state and the local level for all your work to get us here. Without you, this day wouldn't be what it is, and we really appreciate your cooperation in getting us here. Thank you very much. David gave you the numbers: $100 million in investment, 200 jobs by 2020, and 6,000 plus engines on order already and counting. Those numbers pretty much speak for themselves. We're committed to Lafayette, and we are committed to the state of Indiana. The LEAP engine behind me will replace the CFM56 engine that went into service in April of 1982 and powers most of the large single-engine aircraft in service today. More than 30 years later, that engine is still in production. That is an impressive legacy to build on, but I believe that the future with the LEAP engine is even more exciting. When we break ground on this facility in June, we not only create opportunities for the first 200 hires, but generations of Hoosiers that want high-skilled, high-impact jobs. They'll work with cutting-edge engineering technology in the areas of materials, design, and manufacturing. They'll work in high-performance teams with the ability to decide how work gets done in order to help assure world-class quality, delivery, and cost competitiveness. While there were many attributes that we considered in this decision, there was one key factor that really put Indiana over the top, and that's your people. You have the skills, the attitude, and the entrepreneurial spirit that we need to help assure that we meet the promise that we made to our customers when they chose LEAP to power their aircraft. At GE Aviation, the successes we enjoy today are a direct result of the decisions and the creativity of those that came before us. It's our responsibility now to pay it forward to future generations. And this site is an important part of that legacy. I'm confident that our successors will look back on this decision as one of our best, both for the community as well as our business. Thank you to everyone who made today possible. I know this is going to be a great partnership and really look forward to it. Thank you very much.
I'm getting my steps in today. Thank you, Tony. So our next speaker is a lifelong Hoosier as well, from Columbus, Indiana, graduating from Hanover College and earning his Juris Doctor from the Indiana University School of Law. Governor Mike Pence was elected the 50th governor of the state of Indiana in 2012. As you know, he is dedicated to continuing Indiana on a pathway to success through fiscal responsibility, economic development, and educational opportunities. And what a great mission for Governor Pence and his team. He has truly shown us, as we've worked together here over the past several months in this decision, that he and his team have that same dedication to GE Aviation and knowing what we will bring to the Lafayette community in this state. So please join me in welcoming Governor Mike Pence.
Thank you, Christy. It is a great day to be a Hoosier and a Boilermaker, isn't it? It's a great day for Indiana. It's a joy to be with all of you today. And to David Joyce, the CEO of GE Aviation, and Tony Aiello, the Vice President, who we just heard from, to members of the Indiana General Assembly, so well represented here, to local officials, to President Daniels and everyone of the Purdue family, to my fellow Hoosiers, it is my honor to welcome the world's largest jet engine manufacturer to the heart of the heartland, the state of Indiana. GE Aviation, we are excited to have you here. Today, GE Aviation proves once again that Indiana is open for business and Indiana is a state that works. By choosing Indiana for its new jet engine facility, GE Aviation has recognized Indiana's great strengths, our tradition in manufacturing and education and innovation, especially a focus on world-class higher education and workforce. For decades, our industry and academic institutions have been developing the big ideas, the new technologies, and Hoosier workers have been bringing those big ideas to life and delivering them all across the world. And that's going to be true with GE Aviation, starting in the near future. But let me say, as we worked closely, David, with your team and with Tony, and all the rest, as they know, I think Indiana is always a good decision. When you look at Indiana's record, you realize GE Aviation's decision to come to the Hoosier State did not require a leap of faith. Even in these difficult days, think about it. Indiana has balanced budgets, strong reserves, one of the few states in America with a AAA bond rating from all of the major credit rating agencies, sound infrastructure, a commitment to education, innovation, a higher education system that is second to none. We're a right-to-work state. Last year, we passed the largest state tax cut in Indiana history, and yesterday, I signed tax reform that will give communities more tools to encourage investment and make Indiana the second lowest corporate tax rate in the United States of America. That's what we mean when we say Indiana is a state that works, and it's going to work for GE Aviation for many years to come. Now, moments like this are important in many ways, and I think that it's most important to give credit where credit is due. First and foremost, let me express my heartfelt appreciation to GE Aviation for your professionalism and your willingness to look to the Hoosier State as the site for this first final assembly plant for your new LEAP engine. It is extraordinary to think of this engine behind me is 002. Is that right? With 6,000 orders already in the queue, this one's going to have a lot of brothers and sisters real soon, and a whole bunch of them are going to be made right here in the state of Indiana. And I couldn't be more excited. But we are grateful for your team for opening the door to Indiana and letting us have the opportunity to tell our story. Secondly, I want to express my heartfelt appreciation to the state's entire economic development team, and not just the capable team at the Indiana Economic Development Corporation and our Department of Commerce. But here in Indiana, as GE Aviation learned, we all work together at every level. And so let me express my appreciation to members of the General Assembly who strongly supported our economic development efforts, to local officials like Mayor Roswarski, who's with us here today, who worked in close partnership with us, to local commissioners, and to all of those at every level who, from the very first contact in June of last year with GE Aviation, worked together to make this a reality. Every Hoosier should be grateful to every man and woman that told our story to GE Aviation, and I am. And also, let me express my heartfelt appreciation to the entire team here at Purdue University. Let me be clear. Today's announcement would not have been possible without the rich tradition and active engagement of Purdue University and President Mitch Daniels. Thank you for your contribution to this community and this state. As GE Aviation already knows, through Purdue's tradition in flight and in engineering, from Amelia Earhart to Neil Armstrong to even a son of mine who is an undergraduate here at Purdue University in the flight program. From Purdue University, Americans for generations have reached the skies and the stars from this place, and thanks to the confidence and the investment of GE Aviation, that tradition here at Purdue University and in this community will continue and grow for generations to come. Finally and lastly, I believe the credit for a day like today, while it is certainly owing to all the participants and all those who've supported this moment, I believe ultimately the credit belongs to the people of Indiana. GE Aviation just described how rigorous a process they go through in making their decisions about investments, and we certainly can testify to that. Their decision to locate a new $100 million jet engine facility, creating up to 200 new good-paying jobs by 2020, I believe is a tribute, mostly to the reputation and the character of the hardworking people of the state of Indiana. Modesty, diligence, generosity, faith, a commitment to family, a commitment to teamwork, a pride in craftsmanship and excellence are all synonymous with the character of the people of Indiana. And so join me in thanking the people of Indiana, to whom mostly the credit for this day truly belongs. So on their behalf, to GE Aviation, on behalf of all the great people of the great state of Indiana, I say from the bottom of my heart, thank you for believing in our people. Thank you for believing in this community and in our state. Indiana won't let you down. Now let's go build some engines.
Thank you, Governor Pence. The federal delegation couldn't join us in person today because they are in Washington, D.C., but they wanted to express their support for our project through a video message.
Hello, Dan Coates here. I want to congratulate GE Aviation on the announcement of their new advanced jet engine assembly factory in Lafayette. You've picked the best state in the Union to grow, and as a global leader in jet engines and aircraft systems, GE Aviation will contribute greatly to Indiana's economy by bringing good, high-skilled, and high-paying jobs to Lafayette. I was also happy to learn that ground will be broken this year and the factory could begin hiring as early as 2015. GE Aviation's partnership with Purdue University will encourage more of our college graduates to remain here in the Hoosier State after receiving their diplomas. I'm thrilled GE Aviation, a company that has and continues to lead the world's technological innovation, has put their faith in Indiana, a state that produces our nation's best and brightest. Thank you, GE, for your investment in the Hoosier State.
Hello, I'm Senator Joe Donnelly. To everyone at GE Aviation, welcome aboard. We're thrilled to have you in Lafayette, Indiana, in the final jet assembly engine plant. It is a tremendous, tremendous boost for those of us here in the Hoosier State. We're thrilled to have you with us. And when we think of the location that you're in, Lafayette, it's an extraordinary location for engineering talent, for incredibly gifted people from Purdue, from Ivy Tech, from so many other places, and a wonderful, wonderful place to raise a family and to be part of a business. We know that you're going to be assembling the LEAP engine, which is a huge step forward in technology and is a tremendous boost to aviation systems all around our country and all around the world. So to all of you, welcome to Indiana. Welcome to the Hoosier State. We're thrilled to have you here. We'll work very, very hard to be a good partner, and welcome to Lafayette. Good luck. I can't wait to fly on one of the planes that has your engines, and together we're going to create more jobs, more opportunity, and build an even stronger Indiana and America. God bless you.
Good morning, and thanks to all of you for your leadership in ushering in another Indiana success story. Today, I am at my duty station in Washington, D.C., and I thank you for the opportunity to serve. This occasion is a testament to the work of Lafayette and Western Indiana community, civic, business, and elected leaders. As you often hear me say, our area of the state is a national model for strong leadership that puts politics aside and recognizes that pro-growth, common-sense policies are needed for Indiana and America to compete in the world and win in the 21st century. In particular, it's a testament to the forward-looking leadership of Governor Pence and his predecessor. He continues the aiming higher culture that Governor Daniels began and which gave Indiana best-in-class status. As an aviator myself, I welcome the aviation industry's growth in our state. I know GE Aviation to be the high watermark in commercial aviation. We simply couldn't ask for a better new neighbor.
Next, I want to introduce Mayor Tony Roswarski. Mayor Roswarski, as I'm sure most of you know, was born and raised in Lafayette. He's a 20-year veteran of the Lafayette Police Force, was a member of the Lafayette City Council, and took office as the mayor of Lafayette in 2004. Under his leadership, the city has achieved numerous milestones in services, community development, and many other improvements for the local economy to be what it is today and setting it up for future success. It took about 1 minute for us to understand the depth of the mayor's pride for his community when we first met him, and we truly appreciate him being here with us today. So I'm proud to introduce to you Mayor Tony Roswarski.
Well, wow, what a day for all of us. I can tell you that I am indeed honored to be here today to say welcome to Lafayette and to express just how much we value and appreciate today's announcement. We welcome our guest from GE Aviation, our corporate guest, our governor, President Daniels of Purdue, and the others who share in this announcement, which, as you've heard, has been in the works for many, many months. And a sincere and enthusiastic welcome to the entire GE Aviation division as you join our Lafayette community. You know, there are so many positives about this announcement today. From the fact that GE Aviation will build and assemble here the leading edge, environmentally progressive engine. It will ship globally around the world, proudly made in Lafayette. And the 200 jobs, good-paying jobs, that it will create. Every aspect is positive, great news. And I especially want to thank GE Aviation for believing in our community and rewarding our workforce. We have quite a resource in our people. They're skilled, they're dedicated, they will work hard for good wages. And these jobs that we're creating today will support a family, and that's always a top priority of mine. They'll raise the income in our community and therefore improving the lives of our citizens. So again, I say thank you to GE for that belief. And you have our pledge here locally that there will be great return on your investment. Your employees will be great, and their quality of work will be outstanding. They'll be dependable, and they'll be loyal. And equally impressive is the product that they will assemble here, the LEAP engine. It brings great things to the aviation industry. Lower fuel consumption, reduced emissions, easier maintenance, and compliance with pending noise regulations. Another important aspect of today's announcement is the actual facility that will be built. This will be a world-class facility built exclusively for the assembly of the LEAP engine here in our community. History is being made here today as we welcome GE Aviation to the Lafayette community. And we are proud to be part of the team that's bringing that next generation of commercial aircraft engines for future global air transportation. And as you've heard today, many, many people played a role in making this happen. Some of us that are speaking today, many of you in the audience. It takes many people working together as a team to make good things happen in a community. And so I want to thank and recognize also today all the citizens of our community, those who day in and day out get up and go to work, take care of their families, work in our schools, volunteer, engage in civic activity, and give their best every day to make it possible to have a community where we can attract a project like this from GE Aviation. Let's give the whole community a round of applause, please. GE Aviation is an American icon, and it has played an important part and role in our national history. And the Lafayette plant will be at the forefront of aviation technology. It will put us on a map in a new and different and very important way. And another piece of history is beginning today. So on behalf of myself, the City of Lafayette, and our entire community, we extend a sincere and heartfelt welcome to GE Aviation. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. The next speaker is yet another lifelong resident of Tippecanoe County and a fellow graduate of Purdue University. County Commissioner John Knuckle has represented this district since 1997. And prior to his current position, Commissioner Knuckle was a member of the Tippecanoe County Council, where he served as president for 2 of his 7 years. As a member of the Board of Commissioners, Commissioner Knuckle has served as president for 3 years and is a member of various committees, including the Area Plan Commission. Please welcome County Commissioner John Knuckle.
Thank you, Christy. I'm probably the oldest speaker up here today, too, and maybe I have to put sunglasses on to see this. But anyway, I'm proud to be here today to represent Tippecanoe County and to echo Mayor Rosaworski's sincere and eager welcome. GE Aviation is a company already renowned for successfully setting its sights on future in global reach and technological advances. Now you will pioneer an all-new aircraft engine with a made in Lafayette, Indiana stamp and supply it to commercial aircraft manufacturers around the world. You've chosen an ideal location in Park 350, where you will build an initial 150,000 square foot facility south of Nanshan American Advanced Aluminum Technologies plant. Other members of this park are occupants that are Heartland Automotive and now under construction warehouse of Lafayette facility that will house FedEx ground transportation. The product that you will assemble, the LEAP engine, is a breakthrough in its technology and performance. And I understand it is the first engine to ever use 3D manufactured parts. Products like this and companies like GE Aviation and a new assembly plant in Lafayette don't just fall into our laps. Just as researchers and developers have been at work on this engine for years, GE Aviation has been building its successes. We here in Tippecanoe County have been preparing for the day that we can make announcements like this. We eagerly seek new investments and employers. We prepare the infrastructure and our business climate. And we pull together as a community, eyeing a common goal and realizing our own success with names like GE Aviation, Lafayette, Tippecanoe County come together in one sentence. This is indeed a great day for Lafayette, Tippecanoe County, and Indiana, and we sincerely believe for GE Aviation. We welcome you and look forward to working alongside you. Thank you.
All right, you just heard Commissioner John Knockle from Tippecanoe County, and before him, Mayor Wazwarski announcing the GE Aviation plant coming to Lafayette. What we do know now, thanks to Commissioner Knockle, is about where the plant will be located when they break ground in June. It's going to be south of Veterans Memorial Parkway near US 52 in an industrial park where Heartland Automotive and FedEx are already located. We know that discussions about this plant first began 18 months ago, according to President and CEO David Joyce of GE Aviation. And he said his first discussions began with Purdue President Mitch Daniels back then. They say they will break ground on this plant hopefully in June of this year, begin hiring in 2015, and eventually shipping these jet engines in 2016. The live stream of the press conference will continue online on WLFI.com. We're going to have more on this story on News 18 at noon, and the very latest always on WLFI.com.
This has been a News 18 special report.
This PlayStation 3 console. Plus, we were including this Nintendo Wii, a video game gift card, and a 46-inch LED.
Beginning his leadership in January of last year. Please welcome our president to this great university, Mitch Daniels.
Christy, Tony, David, Governor Mike, and all guests, welcome to Purdue. Out of deference to my sore throat and your sore feet, I'm going to be more concise than a great occasion like this probably, certainly warrants. But first of all, of course, to state the obvious, we celebrate today not merely a great company, try to name a greater company than GE. It does everything we hope great American corporations will. It invents and pioneers and then makes and sells to the world some of the greatest, most necessary products that mankind benefits from. What a proud thing for all of us, as everyone has mentioned, now to be associated. How proud we are at Purdue to be extending a relationship which is number one in two directions. No company hires more Purdue graduates year in, year out than GE, and I'm told that no single university supplies more new employees to GE than Purdue. All my life, great marketing slogans live on in memory long after they're no longer used, but who doesn't recall when you think of GE, they bring good things to life. I don't know if the copyrights run on that. That'd be a not bad slogan for a university like ours. By the way, I do want y'all to go back and report to Jeff Immelt that 1955 GE refrigerator in our garage is still, hand-me-down refrigerator, is still ticking. And the only problem is that the seals are so tight it freezes anything without alcohol in it. So I know that same quality we have always associated with this best-in-the-world brand will soon be associated with this phenomenal piece of technology behind me. Let me just finish by making this observation. In this world, any college or university of virtually any size anywhere is a great benefit to the community in which it lives and often to the whole state in which it resides. But I think it's fair to say that a university like Purdue, with brilliant research and leading-edge science in particular, and producing technologically gifted students as well as new inventions, may be as vital and as valuable an asset to community and state as one could hope for. That's certainly our aspiration at Purdue. On those hundreds of occasions when I've answered the question, why was I so excited at the possibility to become part of this great university, it was the fact that I couldn't think of a place, I couldn't think of an assignment which, if done reasonably well, might contribute more to the economic life and to the future prospects of the state I cared about than being part of the Purdue family. And when I made that statement, it was days exactly like this one that I had in mind. So something Tony said was very important, and Tony, I just want to tell you, I promise you one thing, you will always feel, years from now, you will feel that this was, in fact, the best decision you could have made and one of the best decisions GE Aviation ever made. We're all committed to that, and you will see us make it come true. Thank you all, and thank you for being with us.
Okay, who's excited? So on behalf of GE Aviation, I truly hope that you can feel all the energy and excitement around this announcement. We sincerely thank all of you for taking the time to being here today and to listen to these amazing gentlemen here behind me as well. So we look forward to growing GE in this state and in this community. Just one note here for the media, today's speakers are going to be available for interviews right following this program, so the media may move forward up closer to the stage, but only those that have the credentials are going to be allowed behind the stanchions. But lastly, we just can't thank the team enough for all the effort to get us here today, and that team is very broad, from the local community to universities, a community college, to the state, and then to the GE internal team that's been working this all the way through, and for this amazing event. We just thank you all for joining us, and we truly look forward to this journey together within this state. So thank you.